Okay, let's spend a little time talking about goals. Not in the motivational poster sense, not in the write down 10 dreams and magically everything changes sense. I mean, seriously, let's talk about the direction of your life. Because one thing I've realized over time is that most people are not actually deciding where they want their life to go. They are reacting to whatever shows up next. They are surviving the week, paying bills, handling stress, trying to recover from the last problem before the next one arrives. And after a while, years begin passing that way. That's why I think goals matter so much. Not because every goal works out exactly the way you planned. Most don't. Life interrupts people constantly. Circumstances change, people change, and your priority changes. But goals give your life a direction. Without direction, it's easy to drift. And drifting is dangerous because drifting usually happens slowly. You don't notice it at first. 1 year becomes 3. 3 years become a decade. And then one day you wake up wondering how you got so far away from the person you thought you were going to become. And just to be clear, I'm not saying this from a mountaintop. I'm flawed. I got issues. I got things. It's just things I've learned and I'm sharing them. And hopefully this will benefit someone one day. Now, there's something else I've learned. The real value of a goal is not always what you get. It's what you become while pursuing it. That's important because most people often focus entirely on the outcome, the money, how you look, the recognition. But meaningful goals demand growth from you. Seriously, a goal forces you to become more disciplined, more patient, more organized, more focused. It forces you to develop skills you didn't previously have. And sometimes the greatest reward is not even the thing you originally chased. Sometimes the greatest reward is the person you become during the process. I mean, think about it. It's like the guy who lost his fortune and then a couple years later, he's back. Because he's developed processes internally. He knows the process, the road to make it happen. Now, one of the mistakes people make is setting goals based entirely what other people expect from them. Family expectations, social pressure, internet culture, comparison, FOMO. Now, my dad was a boxer, and according to him, he's never lost. So I think that's where my ambition to be a fighter, or my goal to be a fighter, came from. I wanted to show him that I was better. I wanted to show him that I could do it. And that I'd be undefeated too. And I accomplished that goal. But whatever, right? That's still pressure. And if you're not careful, you can spend years climbing a ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. That's why I think every person should spend some quiet time seriously asking themselves what actually matters to them. Not what sounds impressive, but what really matters. What kind of life would bring you peace? What kind of person do you want to become? What would make you respect yourself more 5 years from now? Because if the goal has no meaning to you personally, eventually your discipline starts collapsing the moment things become difficult. And believe you me, they will become difficult. That's guaranteed. Every meaningful pursuit eventually becomes uncomfortable. That's just part of the process. You start a business, there's uncertainty. Well, they say the first 3 to 5 years is when most businesses fail. You try to get in shape and change your body, there's discomfort. You're going to run into walls. You try improving your old mindset, you confront old habits. Like, hey, wait a minute, if I want to do that, I got to give up this. Hey, I can't hang out with this person. Hey, I probably shouldn't be doing that. Hey, I need to go to sleep early, if I'm going to, achieve and get these goals. You try becoming more disciplined, suddenly you realize how many excuses you've been making for years. Growth has a way of exposing things, but that's not a bad thing. That's necessary. Because one of the worst things that can happen to a person is spending years avoiding their own potential because discomfort or things they didn't like scared them away from their growth. And here's another thing I think people misunderstand about goals. You do not need to have your entire life figured out immediately. A lot of people become overwhelmed because they think they need a perfect 10, 20-year master plan before they can begin. Most people who accomplish meaningful things didn't start with perfect clarity. They started with direction. That's a difference. Direction simply means you know the general kind of person you want to become. You know the values you want built around that life. And that's important. Are you going to lie, steal, and cheat to get ahead? Like, what are your values? That's important. Because, you can do it that way. And not everybody still makes it, but you can do it that way. But there's a price to pay for that. Your character, what people will say about you and think about you. Next, you know you want growth instead of stagnation. And then as you continue moving, clarity improves. But clarity rarely appears while someone is sitting still. Movement creates clarity. Action teaches you things thinking alone never will. It's kind of like if you're doing something and then it doesn't work, but because you were doing it and you were like, let me try it this way. Wait, let me try it that way. Well, what about if I do this? Clarity starts to happen. How do you think the light bulb happened? Now, here's something else I think matters. Your environment affects your goals more than people realize. The people around you affect your standards. The conversations you listen to affect your thinking. What you consume every day affects your expectations of yourself. And after enough time, your environment either starts strengthening your goals or weakening them. That's why protecting your mindset matters. Like I say to my kids, hey, what are you listening to? What are you watching? Because I know what goes in their ears and what their eyes see. Things are happening. And again, I am not perfect here. Not at all. I'm kind of trying to do my best here, but look. I believe that how you think determines how you feel, and how you feel determines your choices, and your choices determine your actions, and your actions determine your outcomes. And that's it. So it starts with the thoughts. Like I said, that's why protecting your mindset matters. And I don't mean in some kind of arrogant way, like, oh, I'm better than this person, or I'm going to manifest I'm better and all. I'm not saying that. I just mean being careful about consistently surrounding yourself with negativity, hopelessness, distractions, laziness, and people who mock your ambition. And, it's one thing if you have friends or family who will say, oh, well, I don't know about that, or I'm not sure. That's okay. But I'm talking about mockers. People are like, nah, that never happened. You crazy, man. And then, they say it constantly. Like if you're one of my friends and you're saying that, you're gone. And again, we're talking about mockers, not, friends. Real friends and people. Because eventually that energy starts shaping your thinking, whether you realize it or not. And over the years, I've also realized something else about goals. Discipline becomes more valuable than motivation. Motivation is wonderful when it's there. Everybody loves feeling inspired, but motivation is emotional. Some days it's strong, some days it disappears completely. Discipline is different. Discipline allows a person to continue building even when they don't feel emotionally excited in the moment. I don't want to get in that cold shower. I don't want to get up to work. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do the homework with the kids. We all got it. We all get it. And most successful people are not operating at a high emotional intensity every day. They simply develop routines that support the future they want. That's what discipline really is. Structure, standards, repeated actions, not perfection. Consistency matters much more than perfection. People destroy themselves trying to become perfect immediately. Then when they fail once, they quit entirely. That's not growth. Growth is adjustment. Growth is learning. Growth is correcting mistakes without abandoning the vision entirely. And I think one of the smartest things a person can do is stop viewing failure as proof they should quit. Failure is information. That's all it is. Now, if you have heart failure and you correct it, That's your body giving you information. Hey, this is bad. Hey, you need to change this. Hey, you shouldn't do that. Hey, we gotta eat these things. Eat the broccoli instead of, the pie. And again, none of us are immune to this. We're all dealing with stuff like this, especially as you get older. Sometimes failure shows you your strategy needs improvement. Sometimes it humbles your ego. That's happened to me a few times. Sometimes it teaches you patience. But if you treat every setback as a final judgment on your future, you'll never stay committed long enough to build anything meaningful. And commitment matters because there's a major difference between being interested in something and being committed to it. Interested people participate when conditions feel convenient. Committed people continue adapting until they find a way forward. And usually that commitment starts internally, long before the results appear externally. That's why your identity matters so much. Eventually you stop asking, what do I feel like doing today? And you start asking, what kind of person am I becoming? That question changes behavior because once somebody seriously decides they want to become more disciplined, more grounded, more focused, and more capable, their daily decisions start carrying different weight. Now, are they perfect? Of course not. Nobody is. Everybody gets distracted. Everybody loses momentum sometimes. Everybody struggles with consistency at certain points. But mature people learn how to reset quickly instead of emotionally collapsing every time they fall short. That's an important skill. Because your future is not decided by one bad week or month. It's shaped by repeated patterns over long periods of time. And maybe the biggest reason goals matter is goals pull something out of you. They stretch you. They force you to grow beyond your current habits, current thinking, and current limitations. And even if you don't hit every target exactly the way you imagined, the process still changes you. You become wiser, more disciplined, more resilient, more aware of yourself and your abilities. And honestly, I think that's one of the most valuable things a person can pursue in their life. Becoming somebody they can really respect when they look in the mirror.